So today is January 1st, 2015, and so everyone expects that we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. And we are a little bit, but maybe in a different way than you've ever thought of them before. So for New Year's resolutions, do you have a habit of making the same New Year's resolutions year after year, and you're so excited when you first start the new year that you're going to really do it this year? This is the year that you're going to make it happen. And then after a few weeks, what happens? You start to lose that passion, that motivation, that enthusiasm, that drive. Suddenly it's not working for a few days, or you get off track, and then you tend to beat yourself up and you tend to give up. And that's what needs to change this year. Maybe your New Year's resolutions need to change too. Maybe you need to think a little bit more about what it is you truly want. Maybe your New Year's resolutions are more based on what you think they should be. Everyone makes a New Year's resolution that they want to be healthier. They want to start exercising. They want to eat better. They want to lose weight, those kinds of things. And maybe those resolutions aren't really for you. Maybe you need something different. So let's think about it this way. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to visualize who it is that you want to be at the end of this year. Who do you want to be? What do you want to look like? What do you want to sound like? What do you want to think like, feel like, be like? And then in visualizing that, I want you to think about what changes it is that you need to make in your life for that to happen, to accomplish that, to be that person you want to be. And so then you're going to take out your piece of paper and you're going to write down what changes it is that you need to make. And with New Year's resolutions, people tend to make way too many New Year's resolutions. We get so excited that sometimes we forget we're human, and we are already so busy that we don't have time to master 10 new New Year's resolutions. So I want you to go through your list, and I want you to pick one. You're just going to start with one. And that one resolution, once you've identified what it is you want to change to be that person you want to be, now we're going to talk about how you are going to do that. Okay? So I was talking to my son a little over a year ago, and so this is a thing that I like to use pretty often when I'm talking to groups and that sort of thing. It's the paper airplane demonstration. And so I asked my son to make a paper airplane, and he said, "Oh, well, anybody can do that, Mom. A paper airplane, just a regular old paper airplane, that's easy." I'm like, "Yeah, I know it's easy. I can even do that. Now I want you to make me one of your paper airplanes," because he loves origami and design, and I think he's going to be either an architect or an engineer or something like that someday. So he's constantly making all these cool paper airplanes, and so he said, "Oh, cool, well then I'll make you," I think he called it the hammer. This thing is really, really cool, and it's actually a little mangled because I think he's flown it a lot. It's also one I use for a lot of demonstration, and I've flown it a lot. I've crashed it a lot. Don't tell him I said that. But he makes all kinds of really cool little paper airplanes. And that's thinking outside the box just a little bit, because he makes those paper airplanes out of design books or online from design ideas that he's found, that sort of thing. But then I wanted to really expand that even more and really think about what does it mean to think outside the box, and why is that important. And so he said, "Well, Mom, there's this one really cool airplane that I want to make for you." And so he made me this paper airplane. Have you ever seen a paper airplane like this before? This is so cool, and it does really fly. I don't have room here on my little webcast to be able to fly it for you, but it is the coolest thing. But whoever thought to engineer and design a paper airplane like this? How many do you think they maybe made and failed, that didn't work, before they made this one? So when you are thinking about that list of changes you want to make, and you've identified that one change that you think is the most important change, I want you to close your eyes again, and I want you to revisualize who it is you want to be at the end of 2015. What you want to be, what you want to look like, what you want to sound like, what you want to think like, feel like, everything. And then I want you to visualize what your life will be like if you do make that one change. Is that one change really going to make the difference that you're wanting to make in your life this year? And if it is, then you've identified the right change. that right resolution. If it's not, then you need to go back to the drawing board and start again. And maybe you need to think a little bit more outside the box. Maybe you need to think a little bit more outside the box, or maybe you need to think a lot more outside the box. So, thinking outside the box, getting that one change, that one resolution that's really going to make the difference for you. And then once you've done that, I want you to think about how you're going to do that. So you're going to make short-term goals and long-term goals. And we're going to talk about that more in the next vlog. And the other thing we're going to talk about more later on too is how to maintain that enthusiasm, that motivation, that passion that's going to help you stick with making that change that you want to make and becoming the person that you want to become. So, thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, comments, please make sure you post those. If you like this video, please make sure you click the little like button, share it if you'd like to, and I am so excited to see what 2015 is going to bring for all of us. Have a great day.